about the Armenian suffering. The highest-ranked witness to the tragedy, he wrote a book, The Murder of a Nation. That was the first attempt to recognize a crime that, at that time, still had no name. The book is based on materials the ambassador gathered over his 3 years of working in Constantinople. And in 1919, Morgenthau played himself in a feature film. The 1.5-hour movie called Ravished Armenia screams of atrocities from the screen. These shots would often be used in the future as documentary footage. Thousands of Armenians who fled to the US from Turkey played a part in shooting the movie in California. The film is based on a bestseller by Empayar Uthmaniyyah. A 14-year-old girl experiences the death of her family and then deportation. Mardiganyan played herself, and in this shot, she's second from the left.
Մի դրվագ կա հետաքրքիր, նա պատմում է, որ մենք 19 աղջիկ էինք, որոնց տարան սպանելու, երբ հետո պարզվեց, որ խաչերը 18-ն են պատրաստել։ Բոլորին խաչեցին, ես հետ վերադարձա, որովհետև մի խաչ պակաս էր։ Ամերիկա եւ Ամերիկայում պատմել իր պատմությունը։
However, the infamous footage of crucified girls doesn't reflect the whole truth. Mardiganyan later explained that Armenian girls were raped before being tied to cross-shaped stakes. A girl sits on a lake shore, with mountains behind her. This is how another witness to the events of 1915 represents Turkey in her art. There's no place for tragedy on her canvases. Yelena Abramyan was born in Kars in 1909. Yelena tried to flee the persecutions and leave Kars with her family. Groups of Armenian refugees were often attacked by what they referred to as death squads.
Հերվից մի մարդ ոյով նշինելով երեխաներին փրկող է եղել։
Armenians fled their homes in terror. Some were killed, others found refuge abroad, and their property was simply taken over by new owners.
Ermeni meselesini ele alırken, Ermenilerin imhasına yönelik politikalar uygularken maddi kaynakları da bir Türk Müslüman burjuvazi yaratmak, çünkü inşa etmek istedikleri Türk ulus devletinin çeşitli vesilelerle Balkanlardan ve Kafkaslardan gelen muhacirlere dağıttılar.
Near Kars town in Turkey, the journey back in time continues. Avakim Takhmazyan, the partisan's great-grandson, is still looking for traces of Armenians who lived here long ago. His grandfather never returned to Turkey, so how does he feel seeing this landscape?
Нет, это не усталость. Я бы еще ездил бы. Это не усталость. это какая-то тяжесть, которую вот видишь, и она давит. Вот именно то, что произошло, те события, которые были, они оставили свой след и неприятный след.
Many villagers didn't stay for the day of forced migration and fled to the woods. Others who managed to escape the horror of persecution returned and also hid in the woods. With the women and children, there were about 60 of us. To arm ourselves, we would kill gendarmes and take their weapons and ammunition. So we got stronger, but our main strength was the woods and the mountains where we lived. The walls of Tahmasp Kala were built by Avakim's forefathers. The Tahmasp family stronghold was destroyed in the 8th century and looked just the same 100 years ago as it does today. But it is at least an Armenian trace, something to remember.
Похоже, это каменные фрески, которые остались от руин старой крепости Tahmasp. А здесь, по всей вероятности, был колодец когда-то.
When people still lived in the fortress, the duduk would often be heard playing within these walls. Nothing depicts the nation's soul better than this pipe made from apricot wood. World-famous musician Jivan Gasparyan once toured Turkey.
Եվ տարան Դիարբեկար իրանց բանով է, բայց հայկական քաղաք է, եւ երբ որ գնացի տեսա ավերակներ ղշերը մեջը, բայց քրդեր էին ապրում եկեղեցու մեջ։ Եվ ես հարցնում են էքսկուրսիա, ես խնդրեցի, որ ինձ տանեն անգլիացիների, իտալացիների եւ ֆրանսիացիների։ Եվ իրանք պատմեն, ես ինչ պատմություն է։ Սա մեզ մեր եկեղեցին է, հայոց եկեղեցին, այս քաղաքը հայոց քաղաք է եղել։ Իրանք զարմացած էին մնաց, ասում էին։
Repsimir Haji Sargsyan was born near Constantinople in the village of Kütahya in 1911. Her family fled to Bulgaria.
Միտեղ նստատրել են, սկսել են մազերս խոծել, ու չի է եղել։ Բռնել եմ, ուր է իմ մազերս, լացերը, ցերկս կամպետ կա եղել թուղթում, շպրտել եմ խանութի մեջ։
Running from the persecution, Repsimir's family saved St. Stephen's holy relics, and it wasn't easy getting them out of the Ottoman Empire.
Եկեղեցում էր, այդ եկեղեցին քշեր են, խարապրեր են, ամեն ինչը սպաններ են։ Մեծ բան, մեծի հերույից բարեկամ, ասել է, պիտի տանեմ ես, պիտի տանեմ, կապել է։ Նա թարգամ կար, եկեղեցուն տղան ենտեղ հասել է, անդեղեց Հայաստան պերին, էսի, էտը ծոպր կվել է, չնե ոտքի տակը պինտրոր էին։
The church allowed the Repsimir to keep the relics at home. Deported or fleeing Armenians tried to take their most precious possessions with them. But they had to leave behind their churches, mountains, and snow-covered Mount Ararat. A masterpiece of Christian architecture still stands near the Armenian border, on the tiny island of Akhdamar on Lake Van. The Cathedral of the Holy Cross dates back to the early 10th century. In 1916, deprived of its monks and parish, it was abandoned. But the 21st century restoration of ancient churches brought this Armenian memory to the Turkish government's attention.
Aman yani her gün de geliyor yani bir kişi, 10 kişi, 7 kişi. Ermenistan'dan 3 gün önce 7 tane minibüs geldi yani yaklaşık 150 kişi.
Turkey has no diplomatic relations with Armenia. The border is closed. But Armenians are able to travel there via Georgia. The country is rich with stone carvings, as well as reliefs and murals, all alongside typical Armenian writing. They, like all traces of Armenians in Turkish history, serve as a reminder of the cruelty of 1915.
Çok sorunlu. Tabii Türkiye'nin en büyük tartışması.